Hello and welcome to the Despawn Podcast, your one-stop shop for idiotic opinions on video games. I am your host Paul, with my good friend Pete, where we'll be talking about this week's news, views and opinions on everything that's happened in the wonderful world of video games. Before we get started though, just a quick bit of housekeeping. Firstly, if you want to find us on the internet, you can do. Just search at Despawn Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook and all the other good places. We're all on the... everywhere that podcasts live, so if you've been looking for somewhere, we should now start showing up. And if you are listening to this in audio, you'll be excited to hear that you can actually see our faces going forwards.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. But we are now doing this in video as well. You can access that video by joining us on our brand new Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/Despawn Podcast. It's tiny amounts to help to join. It's like, I think it's about £1 or something.
It's about a bottle of Pepsi or a bottle of Coke.
Yeah, or a cup of coffee, whatever caffeine you need for your intakes.
Yeah.
So if you want to help support us, you now have a way to do that. And if you do want to do that, I appreciate it. If not, that is fine. You can get us on all the podcast services around the world. Let's crack on with this week's episode. To start off with, Pete.
Yep.
How's Final Fantasy 14 treating you?
Good.
Yes.
I've been on it a lot as expected by now.
Yep.
We beat Shiva, the Unreal Shiva fight that we've been stuck on for 2 weeks.
Is this the one that you tried to do like 3-4 times in a row?
We've been doing it for like 4 hours every Thursday.
Right, okay.
But this week we finally did it. We did it with probably not even a second left.
Yeah.
Did the little mini game you get, and we would probably have to beat her another 16 weeks in a row before we can afford to buy the mount.
Right. Okay.
So that's a bit disheartening.
Yeah, but you did it. That's important, right?
We've beaten now. Yep, we can move on.
Yeah.
The mount's not good anyway.
No,
that's
fine.
Is
that what you're telling yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but
no, okay.
It'd be cool to get it.
I mean, it's always cool. Is it one of those things that they release later on down the line? Because I know they've done things in the past where there was special edition mounts, but then like maybe a year later you could get them in different ways.
This one I think will only be a reward for this.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll do like one with a different colour, and that will go on like the cash shop or something. But
yeah,
generally the ones that you had to earn stay different.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one that was like a little cloud, like Goku Cloud.
Yeah.
And the one you got in game was white, but the one on the cash store is kind of like a golden cloud.
I mean, sure.
So you can tell the difference. Yeah, but you'll know once you see the golden one that they bought that one. If you see someone with the white one, they earned it.
True.
So you know the difference.
Yeah. Cool. Other than that, like anything else going on in the wonderful world of Final Fantasy?
I bought Crystal Chronicles on the Switch.
Yeah.
And when I went to play it, I saw this horrible thing on the title screen that said add-on content.
Uh-oh.
And this is a GameCube game. GameCube game.
Yeah. There was no add-on content in GameCube World.
There was no internet in GameCube World.
Well,
not my GameCube.
No, not your GameCube. Not a lot of people's, to be fair. What is the DLC that they've got for
that? Character crystals. I don't know what they do. Weapons.
Right.
And then 2 £5 each DLCs. One increases the amount of gil you earn slightly. That's its wording, slightly.
Right. And
the other one increases your recovery time slightly.
And that's only a £5 each.
There are £5 each. There's £37 worth of DLC for this £25 game.
Yeah.
That didn't have any DLC when it came out on the GameCube. I haven't actually played it yet because I was so disgusted at the DLC that I ran out of time.
Yeah.
And then I've been back on 14.
Yeah, fair enough. Have you played anything else this week, or has it just been those two?
Just those two. I would have liked to have played another game I bought called Moon.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Moon was a RPG that came out in Japan, but it's not a proper RPG. It's like there's no combat in it.
Okay.
You're in a world that is like an RPG, but the hero is going around killing all these innocent people because he thinks they're monsters.
Okay.
So it's like from the other perspective.
Right, fair enough.
Of this guy that just goes into people's houses and starts rummaging through their cupboards and killing things because he perceives them as monsters.
Right, so you're basically playing as one of the monsters who's just trying to live their life. Then this
You
guy
find
keeps coming up and kills everything that you love.
Yeah, you're someone who's befriended the monsters
Mm-hmm.
and found out they're not actually bad people.
Yeah.
But then this hero keeps showing up and just randomly causing havoc.
That sounds like a good premise. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it never came outside of Japan before, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just got its first official translation. It's out on Switch now.
Cool. How much is that for?
That one was £15, I think.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So I am going to start that one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a very long game. I think I can probably get it done in a couple of weeks of short spells.
Yeah. What
have you been playing, Paul?
What have I been playing? The standard stuff. I've been playing more of Ghost of Tsushima. Satsuma. I'm starting to like that game more and more as I play it. I'm really starting to enjoy some of the more stealthy elements in the game that I didn't really want to touch on, but now that I've started doing it, some of the missions kind of rely on it. It's actually a lot more fun that way.
I think the game that's the way it wants you to go, because you start off as a samurai and it wants you to go into the sort of dishonourable path to get revenge, doesn't it? So
the thing is as well, some of the cutscenes don't really tie up with how you play the game. So like pretty much all the way up to this point I've been playing as a samurai, and I'm still getting cutscenes on people calling me out on how I'm killing people. It's like, dude, I'm walking straight into the middle of the camp and calling them out. Is that a bad thing?
Apparently so.
Yeah, apparently. So they've been calling me out in like cutscenes and stuff, saying, "Oh, he's been dishonourable." It's like, no, I've been pretty honourable. I'm cutting their faces off, eye to eye. Other than that, I mean, it's still great. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I'm still doing everything other than the main storyline,
Nice.
so that's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying like opening up the world.
You played any other games where you are a samurai disgraced ninja this week?
A little bit. I started Sekiro again from scratch over on Twitch.
I still need to watch that. I'm going to watch that this afternoon.
There is a death counter. Let's just say that death counter is not at 0.
Okay.
So you've got that to look forward to. I'll be carrying on that this week. I think, depending on, I've got a bit of a poll going on at the moment, so I'll find out later how we're doing there. So I'll probably be carrying on that soon, and then just the usual bit of Call of Duty. Haven't gone back to Fall Guys yet this week, but I do want to do that at some point. Just the general usual stuff, whatever I'm streaming.
Cool.
PC stuff. That's pretty much it for me. I did pick myself up a new toy though.
I saw, but why don't you tell people what you got?
I have, when the magnetic thing works, there we go. I have bought myself, for the people at home, the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Oh, it's a weighty boy. Click, click.
It is a weighty boy.
It's a very weighty boy. I picked that up because my current controller died by someone. Not me, totally not me, wasn't me, I didn't do it. Dropped it on the USB port with the USB cable in it, and it broke the port, so I can't charge it anymore. I figured,
who did do that then, eh?
Some guy called Ball Broughton. Yeah, Ball Broughton. Don't know who he was.
Smashed your pad against the socket, bam,
and just left.
Shouted at you.
Yeah, just left me weeping.
What did he shout?
He shouted, "Buy an Elite Series 2 controller."
Wow, you just gave in to that bully.
I did. I mean, caved. I'm scared of bullies. What can I say? But no, I've always wanted to get the Elite controller. Obviously, I'd had issues with the Elite 1, with obviously the stability of it and stuff, and things peeling off and things like that. But I've not heard anything like that from the Series 2. So I figured if I need a new controller, I've got a bit of disposable income at the moment, so I figured why not? I treat myself. So far so good. I've only had a couple of games of COD with it at the moment. I'm interested to try it out in some other games, obviously Sekiro being one of them. So far so good. It's a sturdy bit of kit. It definitely feels like a high-end controller. It's a lot weightier than the OG controllers.
So next time Ball shows up to start smashing up your pads, it's going to do more damage.
No, he's going to struggle to break this one, I think.
Right, you think?
Because the good thing about this, which I was going to do an unboxing video, but I don't like unboxing videos. They're not for me. So I'm just going to give a post-use review. One thing I do like about it is the fact that the charging isn't through a USB port. It's like a magnetic connector.
Oh,
So there's nothing. So it's like you get a separate charging stand for it. So there's no way to break the actual port or anything. There is no port basically. Is there a port? Yeah, there is a port, but it's USB-C, so that's good. But you
good.
don't use it to charge it on a normal day-to-day basis. So yeah,
Nice.
it's a lot steadier. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing with that, I think. But yeah, that pretty much does it for me this week. Just playing with controllers and playing the standards.
Well, speaking of disposable income,
Yeah.
I bought some Final Fantasy plushie teddies.
Oh my god, you did, didn't you?
I did. I
Which
don't know when
ones
they're
did you
coming.
get?
I got a Cactar, a Tombury, and a Moogle.
Nice. The standards.
Yep. And
Awesome
they have no use whatsoever. They're just going to sit on the shelf and look cute.
Very cute.
Yes.
Nice. Awesome. Man, where did you get those from, if you don't mind me asking?
Square Enix store, they've got a
Okay.
summer sale.
Oh, I did see the summer sales on at the moment. So, like, I didn't know it was like actual physical goods as well. I thought it was just games.
There are some games on there, and then physical things.
Cool.
There was all sorts of things, collectible stuff. Some of the statues are on sale, making them still expensive, but less expensive than they were.
Yeah, so if you were keeping an eye out, it's probably a good time to get it. Talking of collectibles and things like that, I saw a weird thing that I saw this week. Obviously, I think we're both like old school Zelda fans.
Old school Zelda, yeah.
Yeah, old school. That's why I said old school. Yeah, I like new school as well. I do anyway. Yeah.
I like it up until Breath of the Wild.
Well, I like Breath of the Wild, so shut up. But one thing I did see this week that's on sale for pre-order, which is super cheap for what it is, basically a replica Master Sword at Smith's Toys in the UK for £12.
£12 for a Master Sword?
Yeah, it's like a 65cm long plastic replica, but it looks pretty good.
Anyone playing Breath of the Wild that got themselves, was it 17 hearts to pull the Master Sword? Chumps.
Yeah, chumps. Save £12, go to Smith's. I have sent the link to the wife. I am hoping that she gets the hint. If not, I will be pre-ordering one myself anyway.
You get a shield as well, though.
Yeah, if they do a shield, as well, I might have to check that one out. But yeah, so yeah, that's enough talk of shit we're spending our money on. Shall we talk about some news?
Yes. Cool. It is almost the start of the new month, so should we start with free-ish games?
Free games, yeah.
If you have a subscription, here are your free games.
Yeah, so PlayStation first, PS Plus for September is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and Street Fighter V. Both two pretty solid games for their genre.
I feel both two games are way beyond being relevant anymore at this point.
Yeah, I mean, these are like nice additions, but we're going to get these kind of things at the end of the life cycle, I think. Obviously, yeah. PlayerUnknown's, I think, has been PS Plus, or not PS Plus, but it's been
PS Now.
It's been PS Now. It's on Stadia. It's been, I'm pretty sure it was on Games of Gold at some point, Game Pass. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much available everywhere already. But if you're one of the people that's missed out, it was pretty much one of the main games that kind of like solidified the Battle Royale as its own like legitimate genre.
At least it's not just constant stream of advertisements now, like Fortnite is, which is just movie tie-ins and other tie-ins constantly. It's not.
Yeah, this is a proper.
I guess there's a game in there somewhere still.
Yeah, there's still a game in there. Like I've seen people enjoying the new season of Fortnite. But yeah, no, I agree with you. And then Street Fighter 5 is, it's a great addition. Nice, good fighting game.
It's the base game version.
Yeah,
so
it's the
if
base.
you wanted to, if you wanted all the content to come out since, I think it's like 20 odd quid to make this a complete version of Street Fighter.
But still, 20 quid compared to like the 70 or 80 pounds it would cost you.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then moving on to Xbox, they have their games with gold this month. So first up, we've got The Division. And
Division 1.
Division 1. Yep, Division 1. And then The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. So they are your Xbox One games. And then your 360 game is The Blob 2. And then your OG Xbox is Armed and Dangerous. A game I've not heard of. Again, I've not heard of Unwritten Tales 2 either. Division, is a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of people dropped off really quickly from that game, I feel.
Yeah,
But
it came out in sort of like a downtime for Destiny, and everyone jumped on the Division, convinced
yeah,
themselves it was better, and then when Division didn't have any
end game.
support, it had no support at first, and then they tried to cash in it all, but everyone had already dropped it.
Yeah, everybody moved on by then. And then, Unwritten Tale 2, as I say, not heard of that. Blob, I think, is one of those games that I keep hearing about, and I keep seeing stuff. Apparently, it's a really good game, but yeah, it's just one I've missed completely. And yeah, I'm dangerous. I was never like, when we get these announcements every month, like, I miss the OG Xbox, so the big, the monolith that it is. So all of these games are all new to me. But yeah, so Amden Dangerous, not one I've heard of.
Me either. I don't think anyone has. It doesn't look like a classic of any sort.
No, but yeah, so I mean, if you are interested in picking these up, you can do now. Just to give you the date-wise, so The Division and The Blob will be available from September 1st. Division is all the way through September. Then Unwritten Tales 2 is from September 16th to October 15th. The Blob 2, as I say, 1st of September to the 15th of September. And then from the 16th of September to the 30th is Armed and Dangerous.
They do that in a weird way, don't they?
Yeah, so they do like one for a month and then split a couple for half the month and then one like overlaps. It's weird. I don't know why they do it, but yeah, free games. It's fine. Sorry, free games.
Free your subscription games.
Yes, exactly. And we'll see how long this lasts, because I mean, these rumours about Games with Gold like just being merged into Game Pass Ultimate, they seem like more relevant like as we go on. I imagine that we're going to see Game Pass or Games with Gold disappear going forwards.
Yeah, this is not a good month for games, really.
No.
If you wanted to play The Division, you would have bought it by now, surely.
Yeah.
And if for some reason you did want to play Division, you haven't bought it by now, Division 2's out. Why would you play the first one?
Honestly, I spent a lot more time with Division 1 than I did Division 2.
I mean, I agree with you, but as a person, if you were someone who hasn't played either, you would go with the one has a bigger player base right now.
Yeah, true. But I mean, this will probably boost up the player base for Division 1. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, moving on from there, we've got some big old news for you now. Keeping on the Microsoft front and Xbox and stuff. Microsoft, this is basically a two-part story. So beginning of this week, Microsoft came out with a statement of support for Epic in their ongoing Apple versus Epic debacle, should we call it. And then following that, basically a judge put in a temporary restraining order against Apple to prevent them from blocking Epic's access to the developer contract or their developer account, so that they could still support basically anyone using Unreal Engine. So I'll go through the quick announcement here. This is taken from Eurogamer. So Epic Games has seen partial success in seeking a restraining order against Apple, with the company ordered not to block Unreal Engine or terminate Epic's developer accounts on iOS and Mac. This is temporarily, as I say. As ruled by US District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers, the temporary restraining order prevents Apple from limiting Epic's ability to support Unreal Engine, a move that would have impacted studios and game creators who use the game engine. The quote from Judge Yvonne is, Epic Games and Apple are at liberty to litigate against each other, but their dispute should not create havoc to bystanders. Apple has chosen to act severely, and by doing so has impacted non-parties and a third-party developer ecosystem. In this regard, the equities do weigh against Apple. So, as I say, the restraining order does not extend to Apple's removal of Fortnite. Again, Judge Rogers found that Epic Games strategically chose to breach its agreements with Apple and thus disrupted the status quo. The court finds that with respect to Epic Games' motions to its games, including Fortnite, Epic Games has not yet demonstrated irreparable harm. The current predicament appears to be its own making. And then she notes that since the blocking of Fortnite could be solved by rolling back the update, that they added that the alternative. This is adding the alternative payment system. Epic Games could not argue that it had been dealt irreparable harm.
Yep.
Following this,
this is putting a stick in your bike wheel and then asking who why.
Yeah, asking why. Yeah, but no. So following this, we got a statement from Apple. They've this is following the fact that they have now disabled Epic's developer account, which isn't the same as supporting like I don't know what the counts labels are, but basically all this means is that Epic can no longer launch games on iOS. They can still support, obviously, they still support the Unreal Engine, and third-party developers are affected. But yeah, so the statement from Apple reads as follows. We are disappointed we have to terminate the Epic Games account on the App Store, Apple said in a statement to Bloomberg. We have worked with the team at Epic Games for many years on their launches and releases. The court recommended that Epic comply with the App Store guidelines while their case moves forward. Guidelines they followed for the past decade until they created the situation. Epic has refused. Instead, they repeatedly submit Fortnite updates designed to violate the guidelines of the App Store. This is not fair to all of the developers on the App Store and is putting customers in the middle of their fight. We hope that we can work together again in the future, but unfortunately that is not possible today.
You're not wrong.
Nope. I mean, the longer this goes on, the more Epic just show themselves in the wrong. Everything they do, the fact that from this last statement from Apple, it sounds like they're repeatedly trying to update the game to include things that break the terms of service. So yeah, at the end of the day, like, Apple are well within their rights to take that game off the store, and we've said it before. Like, all Epic needs to do is just roll back that. Like, if they're not happy with the 30% fee, then don't be on Apple. Fine, but like, yeah, the fact that all of this palaver is starting to put like third-party developers at risk is, a bit dangerous. So yeah.
But again, it was all Epic. They didn't have to do this. They put everyone at risk.
Exactly, 100%. Like, this is Epic's. Like, Epic have caused this issue. I mean, again, not being happy with the terms of service for the store is one thing, but risking, third-party developers who've got no like say in this argument, not a good move. I'm glad that obviously census prevailed and that they're not blocking access to Unreal Engine, because that would have caused a lot of headaches for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't know the workaround, because Epic seemed to be like proper gung-ho about fighting this fight. So yeah, I don't see much changing going forwards. I don't think we're going to see Fortnite on Apple for a while.
Epic's a bit weird. They don't acknowledge it at all until they do. It's like, if you look at all their social media and stuff, they act like nothing's going on whatsoever. They keep announcing new events and new tie-ins, and then like once a week they'll just do some anti-Apple thing.
Yeah,
it's all very organized. It's just part of their marketing scheme. It's like, on Wednesdays we launch an attack on Apple. On Thursday we announce a new Marvel character.
Yeah, pretty much. on Fridays we get cake. But yeah, no, it's a weird
and then
one.
we force all our team to do a weekend of crunch. No family time for them.
Nope. But yeah, oh man, that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I mean,
same company.
Yeah, true.
Stealing dances as well, and then not crediting people.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many bad things that Epic have done. There's good things as well, but yeah, it's a touchy subject, and I don't know what the answer's going to be apart from Epic backing down at this point. I don't see Apple turning around and saying, "Oh, you know what? We'll give everyone 15%. It's fine."
I don't see Apple I don't see Epic backing down. I see Epic going quiet about it and then just doing a big announcement about something else to change the subject.
Yeah,
kind of how like Blizzard did when they announced Diablo, so as not to have to deal with the fact that they banned a player for having free speech.
Yeah, there's always going to be like the good news story that they can roll out for people.
Yeah, just move people onto the next thing. Oh, sorry, but now get excited about this because we don't care anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so I mean, this seems like it's going to be a weekly story. I think we've talked about it for the last 3-4 weeks now. So I guess we'll wait and see what happens next week.
The next episode of Epic Store.
Yeah, I did see a thing where they were talking about how this litigation stuff, apparently like both parties are trying to drag it out for like they want to go to court in like 6 months to 10 months time from now. So it's going to be a while since we get a definitive answer on this one, I think.
And how many Fortnite seasons is that?
Oh, like 12? I don't know. Yeah, moving on from there, we've got oh my god, this one. All right, I honestly, I really want this to be a positive podcast where we celebrate video games, but sometimes the video game companies make it so damn hard.
I'm gonna say straight up that I've made it very clear that I've never liked Ubisoft.
And I'm starting to get there. Like,
you're starting to see behind the mask now. It has slipped a few times recently.
Yeah, the veneer is cracked, and they're starting to show the horrific scars in the background. So this one is a pretty recent news story. So this is basically, for anyone who's seen some of the recent announcements, we had a Tom Clancy Elite Squad. So this is basically their mobile game, like a little mini MOBA thing. Yeah, wow, this one. So Ubisoft are going to be removing some of the basically storyline elements in this game because it basically paints the Black Lives Matter movement as a terrorist organization.
Yes. It also portrays that the people who are protesting and basically the people that are upset, the normal people, are idiots that can be misled.
Yeah, and manipulated. So yeah, I'll just this is again, I'll go through it all here, but this is an article taken from Sixth Axis. So Ubisoft just can't stop causing controversy at the moment, and this time it's the publisher's mobile title Tom Clancy's Elite Squad that's in the spotlight. In this game, there is an evil group opposing the government, which the likes of Sam Fisher go up against. So far, standard fare for Ubisoft games. The issue stems from the logo choice of the organisation called Umbra, whose mission is to change the system. The logo chosen to represent Umbra is a raised black fist, the same logo that is representative of the Black Lives Matter movement. This was also followed with basically an intro trailer that's in the game, where, as we've said already, it basically paints protesters as idiots for falling for Umbra's basically infiltration and using them to destabilize governments. Which basically, the way the trailer's painted is that Black Lives Matter are treating normal citizens as idiots and using the movement to overthrow governments.
Yeah. Also, I watched this intro video and it seems very one-sided. It's just like all the world leaders are being like undermined and they're all come together to form a secret elite squad, and it's just like, sounds like they're the enemy.
Yeah, they've come together to start a paramilitary death squad, basically made up of all your different characters in different games. Like, oh, man, I mean, the game itself doesn't look great as it is, but this
the so-called the evil organization, is called Umbra. What color do you think of when you hear Umbra?
Purple.
It's black.
All right. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know why I said purple, but yeah, no. So yeah, they've basically painted black people and Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization. Obviously, straight away, the entire internet kicks off, rightfully so. Following that, Ubisoft have released a statement. So just to
it's dark brown, sorry.
Sorry, dark brown. But yeah, just to read the statement from Ubisoft. Imagery that appeared in the opening video sequence of Tom Clancy's Elite Squad featuring a raised fist was insensitive and harmful in both its inclusion and how it was portrayed. We have listened to and appreciate the players and the broader community have pointed it out, and we apologise. This raised fist imagery will be removed in the next title update available this Tuesday, September the 1st on Android, and as soon as possible on iOS. It's not just the imagery that's the issue here. It's the entire premise of the game is the problem.
The imagery was one thing that was just part of what you saw. If you just listen to this trailer and what is actually spoken, it's horrendous.
Yeah. The thing about this as well is that obviously I saw this on Twitter when it all kicked off, and straight away I saw so many like third-party developers who worked on the game, either consultancy and stuff like that, who said they had absolutely no idea that this was going to be the premise for the game. So obviously a lot of people who've got their name associated with this title are now being basically tarred with the same brush.
Yeah.
So again, following on from the Six Axis stuff, they've kind of pointed out some obvious things here. So they've said that basically this would not have been a last-minute addition to the opening scene. The designs would have been seen, approved by multiple people, and yet it was still signed off. The point seemed to draw parallels between the organisation Umbra in the game with the real-life Black Lives Matter movement. Both are protesting to change the system. Umbra says it wants a more egalitarian society, while the Black Lives Matter movement gained traction to oppose police brutality following the murder of George Floyd. While Ubisoft has apologised, questions will be raised asking how the imagery was approved in the first place and who approved it. Which, perfectly legitimate questions to ask. Like, how did this get through the multiple board meetings this would have gone through? There'll be so many different things on this. But yeah, it's... Oh, man.
Do you think this Ubisoft game still launches with the words, "We believe in liberty, inequality, discrimination, exclusion, and prejudice are things that should not all work, are things we should all work to change"? That's what Ubisoft games usually say at the start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd expect it to be in there and then just be ignored within the first cutscene. But yeah, the usual one is we're basically built by a multicultural collection of developers of various faiths, genders, and creeds. I saw one that someone had posted, the usual Ubisoft thing, and then right at the bottom it says, "But we just don't care." And it's they obviously don't. This is honestly the way that this has been portrayed and shown in the game. This was meant to cause controversy. Someone has done this intentionally. No one's gone, you know what? Let's take the Black Lives Matter movement, a really big thing at the moment, which should carry on being a big thing for all. Until
just the civil unrest in general in America right now.
And they've gone, you know what would be a really good idea? We'll turn all of that into an evil villain.
But Ubisoft do not make political games, remember? Yeah,
that's the thing that shocked me as well. Ubisoft came out and said, yeah, we do not want to make political games, and that's all the Tom Clancy games are.
Yeah, every single game is some sort of espionage, politics, secret military, some bullshit.
Yeah. But not political. Not all. Nope. But yeah, I'm starting to see that video wipe away from the old love of Ubisoft that I had. Excuse me. I will not be picking up Just Dance 2021. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on, do you want a happy news story?
Have we got any?
Nope.
Okay.
Next one, I'll quickly run through this one because again, I'm trying to want to get some positive news. Marvel Avengers, we've got some more news about the DLC characters that are coming.
I'll give you some news for free. It's going to be shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Next, right? No, yeah. So they've announced this week that every DLC character, obviously, they said that all the DLC characters themselves are going to be added to the game for free.
Yes.
The problem is every DLC character will also come with its own separate DLC battle pass, which will be $10 for every character.
Well, yeah, they cost 1,000 of whatever the in-game currency is.
Yeah. So again, I'll cover all this in the article. Again, taken from Eurogamer. Marvel Avengers post-launch DLC characters will each have their own $10 battle pass in a lengthy and complex post in which Square Enix details how the game manages gear and cosmetic. The $10 passes, called Hero Challenge cards, allow players to earn resources, units, credits, and cosmetics for completing in-game challenges. The premium hero challenge card rewards have already been unlocked for the 6 starting heroes, something that Square Enix says prevents content gating and guarantees that you and your friends can experience these exciting additions together. However, to unlock all rewards for any new heroes introduced post-launch, players will have to unlock premium rewards for each one separately with 1,000 in-game credits.
Yes.
So yeah, credits are Marvel's Avengers in-game currency and comes in packs of 500, 2,000, 5,000 or 10,000. A 500 pack credit costs $5, which is why the battle pass costs $10. Although it's unclear how that translates to each territory's obviously local currency. Square's keen for you to know that the cards aren't rotated or retired, as you can spend as much time as you need unlocking the rewards, unlike say Epic Legends Battle Passes or any other Epics. Why did I say Epic? Yeah, Apex Legends Battle Pass. So basically any other Battle Pass in any game, which is retired at the end of the season. But if you are in a hurry, here we go. You can buy skips to get through tiers faster.
You can buy things to progress the thing you bought.
Yeah. Square Enix also says that if you unlock all rewards, you'll earn back the 1,000 credit activation cost. Plus all the content you'll earn has a value of over 12,500 credits. So
the value is... They pick the value. Telling you the value after they decided the prices is bullshit.
Yeah.
Secondly, these are going to be a grind. They're going to make them even more of a grind because they're selling skips for them. So they're going to want you to eventually get sick of waiting and doing the same content over and over again.
Yep.
And buy the skip. Giving the 1,000 credits back at the end, it's just... That's just because to know you'll get another one, and eventually you're not going to grind every character. You're eventually going to start buying the skips because you get sick of playing the same level over and over again.
The thing for this as well, like obviously I guess the argument is that you could earn the credit in game, and then again, I've just played their selling point is obviously that for every 1,000 that you earn, you can then buy the next battle pass, and with that battle pass, if you complete it, you'll earn enough for the next battle pass. But like you say, like there'll be such a grind to it that you'll just want to skip. There'll be some characters that you just don't want in the future, so you're not going to buy their battle pass. And yeah, there'll be some characters you just don't like playing as, so you'll buy it. You won't complete the battle pass because you don't enjoy it, and then you'll have to buy the next one. And from what I've seen of rumors, there's going to be like, I don't know, like I'm sure like the data mine from a few weeks back was that there's going to be at least another 10, 15 characters added to this game.
And I bet you, if you can earn some of these credits in game, I bet you can't get 1,000. You'll get 800, meaning you still have to spend at least some money to get your first battle pass.
Yep. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be a point where you have to buy at least some credit in this game, and it'll never be just enough to get what you need. It'll always be
as in the denominations that they've done. So it's 1,000 to buy a character pass, but you can only buy 500, 2,000, 5,000, and 10,000.
Yeah, you can't buy the exact amount you need. You have to buy basically 2 packs of 500.
And all these games do this. They never give you a currency like purchase that is the exact amount needed to buy the thing you want. Then make sure you have some change so that you then go, oh, well, if I just buy another one, I can get this.
Yep, that's 100% how it works.
It's proper predatory shit. It's going to be a probably £60 game because the prices of games are going up because people are forcing it up.
Yep, so 100% a full price game, yeah.
And my counter argument to that, I'm going on a tangent, but everyone who's defending this idea that games should go up in price because they cost more to make. Buying a movie has never gone up in price, and movies cost more.
Yeah.
VHSs were like 10, 15 quid when they were relevant. DVD were 10 and 15 quid when they were relevant. Blu-ray is currently 10 to 15 quid.
Yeah, digital films, if you're not streaming them, if you buy them, are 10, 15 quid.
Yeah. The price of purchasing a movie has never changed.
Yeah. I mean, the flip side of that is that you don't get as many interesting movies made. It's always the tentpole films nowadays.
That's the same thing in the game industry right now. Now we have AAA developers. There's no one strays from the path. No. Everything is an open world live service game.
Yeah, true.
And that gets us back to talking about Avengers. There you go.
Nailed it.
All the way around.
But yeah, I mean, everything I hear about this game just make me want to play it less and less. I didn't enjoy the beta. I'm not enjoying all of the stories I'm hearing about. Like, obviously, locked characters to PlayStation, so Spider-Man, these battle pass things. Like, it strikes me as a company, so in this case Crystal Dynamics or their publisher, basically trying to eke out as much money from an IP that they're probably not going to get to use again.
Somebody at Square Enix at the moment is going a bit mad on the idea of DLC. As I talked about Crystal Chronicles earlier with this. They are trying to nickel and dime the money out of these games.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm surprised they didn't try to squeeze more out of us for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, I mean, because they'll probably get ideas going forwards. But yeah, anyway, should we move on to some actual, I guess, good news? We got some kind of announcements this week. It was Gamescom Opening Night Live, and we had a Nintendo Direct Mini as well.
Yeah.
So we had a ton of games. Yeah, I've got all the details here. So quickly, I'll run through everything announced at Gamescom first.
Just before you do, can I
yes,
just ask one question?
You can.
Have we had too much Jeff Keighley this year?
Yes.
I feel like we've given him too much power, and Jeff Keighley has ascended to his new level of annoying, smug twat.
I won't call him an annoying smug twat. I think what he's trying to do is good, but I think...
I was watching... I watched at least the start of Gamescom, and I was like, do you need to do this like Fox News?
Yeah.
It was really overproduced. It felt cringy for the entire thing. I cringed my way into stopping watching it eventually.
I mean, I get that. I mean, it's hard. Like this current situation we're all in at the moment, it's hard to have like a studio audience and all that kind of like reaction stuff.
I feel like he was just trying to cover for the fact that there was nothing to announce, really. But we'll get into that now, I guess.
We will. We'll talk about that now. So basically, I'll run through everything. It is a big list. A lot of it isn't new stuff, but we'll quickly run through everything. So it started off with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So this was basically just a story trailer, just one of the in-game cutscenes. People like Call of Duty definitely want to see a bunch of old men sat around a table talking. That is what gets you hyped for a Call of Duty. Yep, that was a good trailer. It wasn't. So we obviously had the initial announcement a couple of days before about the game launched. It launched inside Warzone. Which was cool. So it's nice to see them doing stuff like that. This was just like a cinematic, like story beat trailer, cutscene. We're gonna get deals. Well, we're gonna get multiplayer stuff next week. I think it's the 9th of September. Just over a week from now. So I think that's the thing that most people who play Call of Duty are looking forward to. I'm interested to see how it links into Warzone and if they're going to separate it or not, or if there's going to be a free element or anything. So because this is a game I do play a lot of, so I'm interested to see how that works.
I would rather... I mean, I don't play any of it, but if they really wanted to show that they care about keeping a game going, Warzone should just carry on being its own thing. If Warzone was replaced by a different battle royale every year, then it shows that they just care about the money still.
I mean, from what I've heard rumours, I imagine that Warzone will carry on being Warzone, but they'll link Black Ops stuff into Warzone, whether it's a new map or what, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out. Obviously,
early access to new Warzone when you buy Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, maybe unlock new weapons and skins and stuff like that, but the usual stuff that you get. Moving on from there, we got a new title announced, Unknown 9 Awakening. Looks interesting. It was just a cinematic trailer, though.
I don't remember. I've stopped watching cinematic trailers now.
It was the one of the group of children chasing the little girl, and one of them was going to beat it with a stick. And she seems to be able to like manipulate time to move out of the way.
Okay.
And then she hid something behind a brick. I don't know what that was, but yeah. And then next up we got Doom Eternal, the Ancient Ones DLC. So more Doom Eternal. So this is coming out on the 20th of October, they confirmed. Something I saw after Gamescom is that they announced that you can actually play this DLC separately. So it's a standalone title, so you don't actually need to own Doom Eternal to play it.
This is a good one for console owners who played Doom Eternal and sold it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you don't own Doom Eternal, or you say you got rid of it for any reason, you can get this as a separate standalone. It's also part of the standard season pass as well. Yeah. Next up, we got a first look at some development on Dragon Age 4.
Did we though?
It was like some proof of concept stuff. A lot of developers talking about.
That's what I saw. I saw concept art. A game that's been in development since at least last year when they first teased it.
Yeah.
We saw concept art, some super basic like animation
combat stuff,
work, like really pre-early alpha.
Oh, it's pre-alpha. Yeah, pre-alpha. Yeah.
And we just got a lot of developers talking about what Dragon Age means to us and them. And I was just watching it going, so you've got nothing to show, but somehow wanted to waste our time.
I mean, I guess it's they've wanted to have something to say, didn't they? But yeah, it's nice to know that Dragon Age has been worked on. But as I said, because I did a watch along on the Twitch at Despawn Games, I said like if they get this wrong, BioWare are done.
I think it would have been better just not showing anything. I think if you were waiting for Dragon Age 4 news and you got this, I don't know, it depends how much of a rabid fan you are. You could have eaten it all up and gone, finally something. But as an outside observer seeing this, I was like, that was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, for the ardent fans who like want to get every bit of information, they did have the fact that Solus is coming back as a character in the game. So he's like a major point in the Dragon Age lore. So interesting to see that he's back. So yeah, that's news, I guess. But yeah, it was your standard like behind the scenes early development documentary thing.
Was it at this point that some random woman from IGN told us that Little Nightmares was the best Switch game, and then we moved on randomly for no reason?
Oh my god, yeah. So
what the hell was that?
Throughout this entire conference, they had like these weird awards. Like the best Switch title was a game that's not out yet. In fact, all of the announcements were games that weren't out yet. All the award winners, sorry, and it's just like.
So Little Nightmares is on Switch.
Okay.
But it's not exclusive to Switch. It was just weird to just go, Little Nightmares, best Switch game. Boom, moving on.
Yeah. It was a weird one. Yeah. But yeah, just to quickly move on through. It's a weird thing. But so next up we got a live action trailer for dun dun dun. Oh no, we didn't. It wasn't a live action trailer for that. It was we got Back to the Future.
This was super, super cringe.
Yeah. I mean, it made a change from not being a Muppet. Right? But basically we got it was Doc Emmett Brown, so Christopher Lloyd from the Back to the Future series came up on screen to announce that Surgeon Simulator 2 is out now.
So yeah, Jeff Keighley is using the Game Awards and a Summer Games Festival as an excuse to just meet all of his childhood heroes.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gone for all of his favourite Muppets, and now he's moving on to Doc Brown, and we're going to have the Ninja Turtles next time.
Yeah, the OG like costumes and everything, rotting and everything.
What's next? It's just like,
I don't know, man. It's a weird one.
I don't know what. I don't want to live in this world where Jeff Keighley has this much power anymore.
It is a weird thing, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, moving on from Surgeon Simulator 2, which is out now, we got a live action trailer for what looked like a zombie game. It actually looked like it could be quite interesting. Turns out it's for Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead.
Cars.
Cool.
That was disappointing. And then we got another disappointment afterwards. They announced a new Sam & Max game, and then it was VR.
Yeah, it's coming to VR. I mean, it might work good for VR, but I mean, I have been soured recently from my VR purchasing plans. Yes. But yeah, we'll talk about that in the future, I'm sure. Next up, we got a very long kind of animatic for World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Trying to explain basically the new class system, or the new classes.
Yeah, they're not very animated.
Yeah, like I say, it was an animatic, which is basically an animated drawing.
Well, they on Twitter they were announcing an animated short. He introduced it as an animated short, and then it was I mean, it's if you're a Warcraft fan, it's not new. They've been doing them like this for a while.
Yeah.
I've not liked any of them. The company that has that much money and is sort of like built up has been. It was the first MMO to do big cinematic scenes.
Yeah, their cinematic stuff was amazing.
Yeah, they did it sort of in-engine. Made it look like part of the game, but did it really well.
Yeah. But yeah, this was just like I say, an animatic, which is, like you say, just drawings animated. And yeah, it just told you about one of the new character classes that's going to be introduced in the new Shadowlands DLC. Then following that, we got confirmation that it is coming on October 27th. Then moving on from there, we got Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormground. Which basically looked like I don't know what this one was.
Age of Sigmar is like it's Warhammer's sort of end of the world thing. So like classic Warhammer, fantasy Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's end of the world fantasy Warhammer is Age of Sigmar.
Okay, so we got that, and then following there we got a extended look at Crash 4. About time. This is the flashbacks tapes. Basically levels that they're introducing into the world, which is basically like kind of like their extra hard difficulty levels.
This looked like what I would expect a new Flash game on phones to look like. These levels,
right?
It just had like a very sort of supplementary look to it.
I mean, it is supplemental. These are basically like collectible levels. So I think the idea is if you can get through an entire level without dying, you unlock one of these tapes, which then opens up a separate level, which is basically a side-scrolling 2D level. But yeah, it's a nice addition. Like for anyone who was excited for Crash, I think this is going to be a nice little added extra. Following on there, we got Outriders, so another cinematic trailer. This is basically the game that looks like Destiny meets Gears of War.
I know what Outriders is now. It's sort of clicked finally.
Okay.
This is AAA big budget Warframe, but more dull.
We're trying to be a positive podcast.
That's it. They're going for the Warframe thing,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
with a much smaller sort of world, I guess, because it's AAA, so you don't want to concentrate on the game for more than a year.
No. Next up, we had Necromunda Underhive, which is coming out September 8th. Is this the other? I think this the other Warhammer game.
Yes, this is set in the 40k universe.
Yeah.
It's gang wars in like slums, kind of thing.
Yeah, they looks like 4v4 squads, like teams of 3.
Did
or
it show
3
gameplay
teams
for
of
this?
No, it was
so
just
far
all
I've not
CG.
seen. Yeah, I have not seen any gameplay for this game, and they've been teasing it for months now.
Yeah, and it comes out in a week, or just over a week.
Great.
Next up, we got Teardown. This one actually looked quite interesting to me. So the way that they describe this is basically the guy designed his own. My mind's gone blank. Game engine. There we go. To basically make everything destructible in the world, like literally everything. And I think the premise is you basically got to get you have like 3 points in a map and then an escape route that you've got to create. But you basically the premise of the game is you set up your escape route before you trigger an alarm. So it's kind of like busting down walls, creating rampways, and then so you basically spend most of the level creating a way out before triggering the escape sequence. And it's about escaping that world in like as quick a time as possible. It looks really interesting. I am definitely interested in trying it. Then next up we got the Switch Award winner, Little Nightmares 2. We got some gameplay for that. It looks like a creepy ass Limbo Inside-esque game, so 2D side scroller.
So the same as Little Nightmares. Basically.
Yeah, basically. Then we got the game that everyone is waiting for, which is a WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Nothing.
After having the last 3, at least, WWE games absolutely bomb and be terrible, they decided, let's make one that looks even worse and make it not appealing to anyone.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. What it is what it is. It's not for me. I understand they needed to get some out this year, but whatever.
Could they not? Maybe just wait a year and make a better game. We don't need this thing where everyone looks like fucking Bratz dolls. Yeah,
it's very weird animation style and
Jerry Lawler in the advert. They brought back pervy Jerry Lawler to introduce.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This whole premise, this trailer was to show that it was going to be Jerry Lawler and Mauro Ronaldo as the voiceover cast for the game.
Right.
So they're going to be doing the commentary. Mauro's great at what he does. He's a fantastic commentator. But yeah, Jerry's he's definitely from an era. Let's just say.
Is this just because they've got years worth of pre-recorded lines from Jerry already, so they don't have to really record anything new?
Maybe, or they've got to give him something to do. Next up, we got Star Wars Squadrons. It was a campaign trailer. Honestly, everything I see about this game looks interesting. The fact that it's not a full price game, so it's going to be I think it's like £35. So it's going to be a limited single player with some multiplayer stuff as well. It'd be nice, like just drop in, drop out kind of game. I'm interested in checking that one out. I love the Star Wars universe. I enjoyed the stuff I played in Battlefront when that had the space combat in it. So yeah, I'm interested in checking that one out.
Okay.
Next one we have. I'm also just as a side note, for anyone who doesn't know, when we do this, I basically have a document I prepare. I'm aware of all the typos in this document as we're going through it.
Yeah, there are some pretty bad typos. I'm not talking about them.
No, that's fine. I did type it as I was getting up in the morning, so it's fine. But yeah, the next up they announced was 12 Minutes. So it's a game we've seen at a few trailers. As it announced, it's been announced at pretty much every like conference that we've seen for the last 2 years. But they finally confirmed the voice acting, the voice cast, and it's a pretty big cast, to be honest. So it's basically 3 characters in the game. They've announced that it's going to be Daisy Ridley as the woman, James McAvoy as the man, and Willem Dafoe as the what's the word I'm looking for?
Antagonist?
Yeah, the antagonist, basically. So Daisy Ridley, for anyone who doesn't know, is Rey from Star Wars. James McAvoy played Professor X in the new X-Men films, along with a ton of other stuff. Willem Dafoe is probably well known for being that really batshit crazy, being Green Goblin. He was also in a ton of films. He was in the first John Wick, I think. He was also in Lighthouse. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's a pedigree. He's got a pedigree to him. But yeah, it's a really good get for those 3. I think they're really good voice actors. I'm interested to see how that game plays. Like everything I hear about that one is one that gets me excited. That's an indie title I'm excited to try out.
I won't call them voice actors. They're actors.
They're actors.
They're actors doing voice work.
Yeah, I
think Daisy Ridley has said since leaving Star Wars that she would rather do voice acting now. So yeah. I think she will be a full-time voice actor. And Willem Dafoe's done a couple of video games.
Yeah, but he's mainly an actor. James McAvoy, as far as I'm aware, hasn't done any voice acting before, apart from maybe some animated stuff. But yeah, so they are the voice cast for 12 Minutes. Next up, we got a trailer for the Height of Deimos expansion for Warframe. So again, one of those games that I probably should love Warframe, but I've never played it.
I enjoy it every time I give it a try, and then I just don't play it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I could probably get really into it if I didn't have a million other games to play.
Yeah, maybe I'll download it and give it a go. But next up we had, I'm just going to run through all of these now, just a quick run through. Anything that you want to talk about, just jump out and tell me. Next up we had Override 2 Mech League coming holiday 2020. Then we had the Sims 4 Journey to Batuu trailer, which is coming September 8th. This is their Star Wars tie-in.
Because I still had the stream playing at this point while I was playing Final Fantasy, and I looked over and saw this and went, what the fuck? And then I kept looking over and going, oh, it's the Sims, but it's Star Wars Sims. Okay. And then I think that is where I think I closed the stream, so I didn't see any of this last stuff.
Fair enough. Next up, we had Mafia Definitive Edition. So this is the remake of the original Mafia. There's no launch date on that one yet, I don't think. Then we had Lemnis Gate announced in 2021. So this is basically a weird kind of like RTS first-person shooter. So basically, the way it works is the game runs in a 26-second loop, they call it, or they said. And you basically have to like strategize where you're going to shoot based on where the previous characters are running and things like that. So you've got to like strategize how you set up your character when you shoot to make sure that you shoot when a character is going to run in front of you when the replay time.
Right.
It looks like an interesting concept to use standard like FPS. And interested to see how that plays properly. Next up, we got Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So this is all 9 of the Lego Star Wars, basically just telling the entire Star Wars story. That's going to be delayed until 2021. Next up, we got Struggling, which looks like a weird cartoon version of like Carrion that's come out recently. Then we got Chorus gameplay, or as people on the internet call it, Chorus. So this is basically the next gen like space combat game. Big push on like ray tracing graphics and stuff like that. Yeah, ray trace chorves. Then we got the trailer for Fall Guys Season 2. Where they're adding a ton of new costumes, some new maps that you can play on. Looks like it's going to be all medieval themed. So that looks pretty cool. Next up, we got Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Age of Empires 3 it was. Definitive Edition. This is coming to PC, so Steam, Microsoft Store. That's on October 15th.
Okay.
We got Wasteland 3. We got basically a character trailer, so showing off some of the in-game characters and their kind of like story. So that's out now if you want to try that. Then we got Medal of Honor Above and Beyond.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. We got a Medal of Honor game.
I think PS2 was the last Medal of Honor.
No, there's been some in the current gen, but it's been a while.
There was a couple of PS3 ones, but they were terrible.
So this one is by oh my god, my mind's gone completely blank again. The guys who did Apex Legends and
Respawn.
Yeah, so this is Respawn doing this. That in itself should be super exciting. VR
Medal of Honor.
Yeah. It's coming to Oculus only. It's a VR title.
That's what.
Yeah.
As I say, why would they bring back Medal of Honor when they've got Call of Duty?
Exactly. Yeah.
Other stuff. Is it no? Who has Medal of Honor? EA has Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why would you bring back Medal of Honor when you've got Battlefield?
Yeah. But yeah, and then moving on from there, we got Spellbreak, which is basically the battle royale with wizards.
Harry Potter Battle Royale.
Yeah, yep. That's coming September 3rd, free to play. Then we got confirmation that there's a game. Apparently, it's a German developer releasing a game who released a game back in like 15 years ago called Turrican.
Yeah, I remember Turrican.
Yeah, so basically they're working on a Turrican anthology. So I'm guessing like a remastered version of that. We then got these final two things here. We got Destiny 2 Stasis ability shown, which is coming as part of the new expansion. Looks cool, but yeah, it's new ability. First time. I mean, guess it's the first time we're getting a new like class in the universe.
It's just they've done this before. It's just new elements to old classes.
Yeah, basically. Wow. But I mean, it looks interesting. I'm interested to see how it plays. And then final thing we got was a extended gameplay of the kind of like the main hub world that we saw from the original Ratchet and Clank trailer. So just showing off like what the actual gameplay is going to play like properly. Play through like pretty much the full level. Looked really good. Some definite next gen additions in there, so obviously skipping between the portals. The thing for me that kind of tempered my excitement is it looks like they're all like specific portal, like the specified like there is going to be a portal here, so we can kind of program it to skip to there rather than it being just a portal will turn up anywhere. Unless they come out and say that those portals are random and it's just me being an idiot, then I've not seen anything like that. But yeah, so that was it. They came out after Gamescom to say that the Ratchet & Clank will be able to run 4K, both 60 and 30 FPS if you got that choice, or if you want that choice. So yeah. So that was Gamescom. A lot of games, nothing majorly exciting for me personally.
Yeah, I don't think I've come out of Gamescom this year excited for anything.
No, like I said,
through that list.
No, the thing I got excited for, I generally got excited for a new Medal of Honor, and then when they announced it was going to be a VR title, I obviously all excitement died. Super excited for WWE 2K Battlegrounds, obviously.
And then we had the Nintendo Direct, which I also to say before we start was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, again, it was just this was just a direct mini.
It was a partners one, yeah.
Yeah, so just announcing some of the third party stuff that's coming. So again, quick run through this one. I'm going to butcher some of this, I'm sure. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. So this is the kind of rhythm game. Harmonix Fuser is heading to Switch this autumn. Rhythm game. Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack coming this winter. Rhythm game. Dance 2021, 12th of November.
Rhythm game.
Collection of Saga, Final Fantasy Legend, coming 15th of December. So I think this is kind of a collection of like the first 3 Game Boy games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I say, 15th of December for that. Then we got a Big Rumble see, how is it? I managed to say Taiko no Tatsu. Oh god, never mind. Moving on. No. Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions Spring 2021.
This was weird. The title suggests that they don't have the license to say Rocky, but then it had loads of Rocky characters in it.
Yeah, exactly. Then we had the Jump Force Deluxe Edition coming 28th of August, so that's out now, obviously. There'll be a couple of these that are out now. So this is basically the fighting game with all of the anime characters in it from like Dragon Ball. I think there's Dragon Ball, One Piece, Death Note. There's a ton of stuff in there.
If you've played any of the Bandai Namco 3D Arena anime fighting games, you've played this.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Then next up, we got obviously a game that you are now familiar with, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. So that launched on the 27th. So yeah, great.
Yeah.
DLC for everyone. Then the retail version, so you can buy a physical version of Minecraft Dungeons coming 8th of September for Switch. And then the last thing they announced was Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions, 28th of August. Anime football, basically. So yeah, nothing major there. Couple of like nice bundles for stuff if you like the old games. A lot of rhythm games.
A lot of rhythm games.
Yeah, which, to be honest, Switch is perfectly suited for those kind of things.
Wasn't there a Puyo Puyo Tetris announcement as well?
I think I saw that as well somewhere. I might have missed it on this one, but I don't know if that was a pre-announced thing or what. But yeah. And then, keeping with the Nintendo news, we've got a big news story this week. Is it a big news story? We don't know.
It's a big rumour.
Big rumour. So the big rumour is that there is a new Switch SKU coming next year. So again, this is taken from VGC, which has kind of collated all this information. But it's taken from Taipei-based newspaper Economic Daily News, claimed on Tuesday that a new Switch would enter production later this year with a launch planned for Q1 2021. So Q1 would be basically January, March. Yeah. According to the publication, the new Switch model will feature upgraded interactivity and improved display quality. This has been followed by a second report that has corroborated Edeon's claim that a new Switch will release in 2021 and claims it could support 4K graphics.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's actual taken from fact or just someone's speculation.
I'm gonna temper those expectations right now.
Yeah,
temper. I'm gonna simmer down those expectations right now.
Yeah.
I think when they say improved display quality, I think it means it's going to be a 1080p screen on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it might support 4K docked for video playback, not for video games.
Mm-hmm. So this again, so
it might upscale 1080 to 4K.
Yeah, it might be upscaling stuff, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do native 4K on a.
No, there will not be 4K Nintendo Switch games. No chance.
No. God, dreams. The EDM report cites various hardware manufacturers responsible for the Switch's flash storage, Joy-Cons, and more. Over the past year, several media reports have claimed that Nintendo has been planning a third Switch model in addition to the flagship console and the Switch Lite. I'm just going to skip through that. It's all just covering the stuff we already know about. According to an engineer, so it looks like April. It's already been rumoured within the actual hardware itself and the software. So according to the engineer, the console's version 10.0 firmware refers to a new NX ABCD hardware model. So the software already references codenames for the launch model Switch, the Switch Lite, and the 2019 update, which include the improved battery life. Yeah. So it looks like this NX ABCD is a brand new SKU being referenced in the firmware. So it looks like it is a thing that's in the works. Is it something that you would upgrade to?
Yeah, I've still got an OG Switch, so I have a scratch on the screen of mine now.
Yeah.
I want a more powerful Switch so that the Xenoblade games will actually play correctly.
That would be nice.
But I think a lot of games would translate to a more powerful Switch with no updates, because a lot of people, when they make Switch games, they make the scalable resolutions and... so if the game could run at higher resolutions and higher textures more often, the game's going to look better than it did previously.
Yeah, true.
So.
I'm the same. Like, if they did release a new SKU, I would most likely pick it up. It'd be nice to, obviously being in a two-person house, it'd be nice to have two Switches so we could actually play different games together.
Yeah.
I could actually have my own island on Animal Crossing for a change. I don't see why they wouldn't do this. It's been when did the Switch originally come out? Was it 2017? I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years now. They've had a light version and an updated OG version. I think now's about the time that you'd expect a brand new Switch model.
They need to be careful about how they name it, because they need to make sure people aren't confused like they've done with some of the other ones.
Yeah, there's the new DS, the DS Lite, all that
Yeah,
Super
don't
DS.
call it new Switch like you called it new 3DS, because as a
No.
person who was working in retail at the time, it was very difficult when a customer would come in and say, "Hi, I'd like a new 3DS," and you go, "Do you mean the new 3DS, or would you like a 3DS that isn't pre-owned?"
Yeah, that's a conversation.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. Like I say, I don't expect this to be wrong. I think there is going to be a new one soon. 2021 seems like a perfect time to do it.
Very early though. That means I've got to buy a PS5 and expect to buy a new Switch within 3 months, three or 4 months.
I mean, you don't have to buy it on day one. I'm just saying,
To be fair, I'm not sure if I'll be buying the PS5 at launch because I still don't know much about launch games.
As far as I'm aware, in fact, going back one story with the Gamescom stuff, they did say that Ratchet and Clank is a launch title, or it's going to be a launch window title. Obviously, we also already know that Miles Morales, Spider-Man, is going to be a launch as well. So you got 2 titles.
Godfall is out in November. Yeah, I think because I bought a PS4 at launch and then proceeded to carry on playing my PS3 for the next 3 months because there was nothing to play.
Yeah, ditto. So yeah, I mean, Switch. I'll hold off to start with because I don't play my current Switch enough to warrant replacing it or buying a new one.
I will buy a new Switch straight away.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you use yours a lot though, so that's fine.
But this one, I might experiment in the homebrew scene since I have the old Switch.
True. Good idea. Not that we, confirm or deny that is a good idea. Sorry. But yeah, last story for the day. With genuinely good news story for you. Fall Guys, one of my new favourite games, has been confirmed to be the most downloaded game ever on PS Plus.
Cool. Well, I guess that's beating
everything.
It's beating what was the previous.
I don't think it's not. I don't know what the previous one was, but I'm just taking the article again. I seem to take all of our articles from Eurogamer. Thank you, Eurogamer, for all you do. But yeah, so they've said that today, PlayStation trumpeted the news that Fall Guys is now the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time on a global basis. This is some feat considering the service has been handing out free games now for the better part of a decade, and that its offerings have previously included Grand Theft Auto-sized blockbuster fare. So yeah, and also, not to be content with that, one impressive sales stat. They've also confirmed that they've passed over 7 million copies sold on Steam now. Wow. Which, to be honest, is insane. I think congratulations to them. It is a fantastic game. But yeah, the most downloaded game ever on PS Plus. That is a pretty big deal for a small indie title. But yeah, no, congratulations to Mediatonic and Devolver Digital for that. I am super excited to jump back in, especially for Season 2. I can't wait to get involved in that one. But yeah, that is pretty much it for news from me, unless you've got anything you wanted to add. Or are we all caught up?
No, that's it. What are you going to be playing this week?
So this week it's going to be... What am I playing this week? I want to carry on with Ghost of Tsushima in my own time. I am probably going to carry on my Sekiro playthrough. I have also, Pete, you've made me do it. It's going to happen. I've got Final Fantasy XIV installed on my PC.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I have. So I may or may not be jumping into that at some point this week. But yeah, to talk about that and to do a little quickie sign off, as we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, you can find us online at Despawn Podcast. You can find us on all podcast services around the world. You can also now find us on Patreon. So that again is patreon.com/Despawn Podcast. One of the things that we're going to start doing on there is adding a bit more added content rather than just a weekly podcast. So as I say, you'll be able to get this podcast in audio form. You'll also get it in video form. So you can see our pretty faces for the first time. We are also going to look at doing some kind of just let's plays and stuff in there, and little added extras that we can try to put in there for you. So we'll do that as like nice early access stuff. We'll probably put that out later on down the line. But if you want to help us out, you can do so. Like I say, go check out that at patreon.com/Despawn Podcast. You'll probably get to see me playing Final Fantasy XIV for the first time.
Yeah, and me stood in front of him just showing off all my mounts and minions and dancing and stuff.
It might just be just that, to be honest. It's just me
That is
character
how, that is the introduction to Final Fantasy that anyone who has already got a friend playing Final Fantasy gets.
Yeah.
It's like, look at all the stuff you will eventually own.
Pretty much, yeah. So check us out there. Like I say, Despawn Podcast everywhere, and patreon.com Despawn Podcast. But until next week, thank you for listening. Remember, as always, wear a mask, stay safe, play more games. Bye.
Goodbye. And goodbye, video people.
Bye.